Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the blow. Welcome to the host. Oh my God. I feel due for a new look, a new opera look. I always forget how to get to the mod store. Oh, right there, store. Let me get another thing going here. There we go. New announcement. Exciting new announcement. Let's see here. We got fiber. We got fiber, biatch. Look at that, dude. Oh my God. And we actually have like up to a gig, but the router they give us is capped off at 500. Ethernet will give you change, 500 and some change, but it's supposed to be capped off at 500. So the fiber is pretty sick. Okay, what do we got here? This looks sick as hell. Why not? Hell yeah. I don't get a wallpaper with this? This mod looks like it sucks. The Frontiers mod is okay. Hey, what's up, Kingdo Twitch? How you doing? It's I'm getting sick and tired of the Metal Gear Solid Opera GX themes, so I am looking for an update. Sonic Adventure. I don't need the Station Square music. No, thank you. Hell yeah, dude, this slap. It's playing like 3 songs at once. Okay, that why are all these so ass? Very few of these are good. Um Going? I agree. It is going. I've been swamped with my job at FedEx. As you can imagine, it is peak season. Um, but I'm making so much overtime. It is insane. But that overtime kind of like eats away into other things that I like to do, such as well as I I don't know what else to do. But yeah, no, things been going good. I assume you meant to say how is it going? How are things going? Mm, what's this? I despise that. Ooh, hell yeah. Oh, dude, I know. Oh my god, the news has just been so kind. Um, it's actually like affected me pretty hard, with my job because I find it so hard to like focus and concentrate when I'm like constantly on the prowl for like, okay, like what three insane things happened in the past 24 hours that I need to like look at. Um, but the crazy thing is like all of the shit is happening. There's so much of it, and it's happening so fast that it's like story of the day, and you're fed the next one the next day, and by that time, like you've forgotten, right? Like I would forgive somebody if they forgot that apparently France had a collapse in their government, so called. I have no idea what that means or what the implications are, but I reckon we can look into that. Ooh, that looks sick. I'm not looking for like too much crazy shit. The South Korea thing was based, although we did talk about that last stream. Um, just straight up like re- the whole populace like rejecting the martial law like that, and you had parliament people like smashing windows and like so they could get in and like vote to veto the martial law. Okay, I don't want VTuber mods. Mod of the day? No. Tech. Spaced out. Underwave. Official LOL esports. Oh, forgive me. League of Legends. The LOL pretty much sums up that entire game. I watched a Moist Critical video. It was called like I Relapsed, and like I don't watch Charlie all the time, um, but like the first like 20 seconds of it is like, God, I can't believe it, dude. I relapsed. And like I'd been sober for 6 years and I was doing so good. And he was talking, the tone in his voice was like pretty like pretty like serious, like he meant everything he was saying. I was like, oh shit, like this guy like hooked on like crack or something. Like what did he do? He was like, yeah, I played League for the first time, and I was like, oh my fucking god, yeah. Of course, it's a relapse on League of Legends. Hey Bree, welcome to the stream. I'm looking to redo my my opera, but I don't know. Browse mods, I guess. All this is nice, but I don't need like moving graphics. Because that shit will actually eat away at your gigs of RAM. Uh, it protects me from losing uh my virginity. Yes, I never lose anything. Thank you for the compliment on my hat. It is going to be Bree's hat, but I I got two different hats. One of them was for me, and one is for Bree because we're gonna go see the Sonic movie on the 20th. Um, just hers came in the mail. Her, dear God, I turned Asian for a second. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Hers came in the mail first. Mine's not here yet. So I just started wearing hers because I was so excited. I couldn't resist. Um, Death Note. Ooh, that's badass. That is perfect. I love that so much. Um, hmm. Sick. Installed. Okay. Ew. Ew, I don't like that new tab is Kira laughing. I hate that. Yeah, that's gross. This is bad ace though. Yeah, no, the mod itself is sick and the keyboard sounds it's so quiet you can't even hear it, but it's like scrawling in a notebook sounds. I can fix the laugh. Doesn't need to be that way. Let's see here. Just go to mods. Browser sounds. Wait, no. And then perfect, because I really like the iDroid browser noises. Um, can you mute that sound specifically? Who would you put in the Death Note first if I had? Oh, if I had a Death Note, who would I put in there first? Maybe a certain, maybe a certain Twitch streamer. Maybe a certain Twitch streamer who just really has to go. He is just so in need of going and being gone. Um, his name does start with an H. And I don't really want him to go because I hate him that much. I just really think I feel sorry that he has so many fans that watch him and that like anybody thinks there's anything good. I said his name starts with an H. Um, Let's see here. Give me a copy. Then give me a paste. Whoa. Hasbulla. Who the hell is Hasbulla? Is Hasbulla? Is that Is that man that looks like a kid? Hey, what's up? Thought you weren't gonna make it tonight.
What do you mean? Are you for real?
Yeah.
I told you that I would after I took a shower. You said you'd start up and have it ready by the time I was done.
I was getting ready for solos. That's the case. Then let me do this.
But you said you'd start it up and be ready when I was done with the shower.
Well, I was ready to run solo.
I'm always ready to run solo.
You ever seen? I showed you Death Note a little bit. You understood the premise, right? The anime Death Note.
Refresh me.
It's where there's like this
Everybody reads it?
No, it's this school student, right? And a notebook falls from the sky, and he gets it, and he finds out that when you write someone's name in that Death Note, they die in 40 seconds of a heart attack. Now, if you write their name and you write stipulations, then you can basically like draw out exactly how that person's going to die. That being said, you had a Death Note. Who's on your list?
If I had a Death Note?
Yeah.
Anybody in the world?
Yep. Up. You need to know their name, and you need to know what they look like. But that's it. So, like, for example, you could do it over TV. There's a guy talking on TV and his name is below him, then you could do it that way.
Or it could be somebody I know in real life. Or it could be somebody I don't know in real life.
As long as you know their name and what they look like, yeah.
How many people do I get to write in my little...
The way the Death Note works, it's unlimited.
Oh, really?
But
so I could like give you my top 5?
But, yeah, I mean, 5's a lot. I was just asking for 1.
I usually come up with top 5.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd find a way to skirt around this carefully.
Why?
As far as TOS goes.
I didn't say anything. Why do you ask me a question like that and then talk to me about TOS?
That's a good question that I have for Dan Clancy. Like,
you can't ask me a question about that.
I'm actually curious. Is like doing a hypothetical about who you'd write in a Death Note, like a fictional item.
Call it an unalive note first, right?
No, I called it Death Note.
All right, that's cool. I agree.
I wonder if that would be a TOS violation. I don't think so. Because, like, unironically, like, if you say something risky and follow it up by, like, something stupid, like, oh, I'm going to kill this guy in Minecraft. I'm going to kill this guy in a video game. Then
and you'd have to think it through, too.
You unironically get away with stuff like that.
You'd have to think it through real carefully. Because you could you imagine if you tried to do good and you ended up doing really, really bad? Right? Do we need to get clamps for that?
We need to find out something to do with the lighting because it's all 3 tripod legs like smushed up together, and I stuck some mounting tape to my desk and just
get a clamp. Look how easy it would be to think that you're doing good and then to actually end up doing so bad.
Yeah.
Right. So like if you're thinking you're like I'm gonna be Dudley Do Right and solve all the world's problems. So top two leaders in Hamas and Bibi. Done.
Netanyahu?
Done.
You'd write him in your death note?
Done. And then because of, right, now there's no more war. We've taken across the top chess player and two of the top Hamasses, right?
I would think that you'd need to give BB some more time before you death noted him, because if you take out two Hamas leaders, then they're just gonna pluck the next two out of the high school in Gaza.
Same with Bibi, though. But that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that would do that right away, right? Thinking that they're doing good. When really it's just going to create this chasm.
Hence the entire plot of the show.
That's going to create this total chasm, right? Whereas back in the day, if you took out Saddam Hussein, no evil would have risen up in his place.
That's true.
So you got to be careful if you think that you're doing bad.
Yeah.
If you think that you're doing good and you end up doing bad, right?
Yeah.
And you got to make sure that the wound has scabbed over, but is still sore. So never healed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could predict something. Because that could be a really useful tool, right?
Yeah.
So you see some just real shitbag parent with a 1-year-old, and you think, you know what, man? I'm going to give this kid a chance.
Yeah.
What's your mom's name? Can everybody give themselves a pardon? Do you have to respect pardons?
From the Death Note? There's no pardoning from the Death Note.
There should be some sort of thing to make it fair. So you should get 5. Everybody in the world should get 5 Death Note passes, freebies.
Yeah.
So you could, if I'm ever on that person's Death Note, it's invalid. If I'm ever on that person's Death Note, it's invalid. So you can pick 5 people that you think would most want you trucked.
Oh, good question from King Dotwits. Does this Death Note ability still work if everyone knows you have it? Yes. But again, the long arm of the law will catch you, and all it would take to stop you is undercover operatives. You don't know their name, and you don't know what they look like, and if they come in with their faces covered, and there's no workaround for not seeing someone's face, so they would just bust into your compound and they'd take you out that way.
But
so if you have a Death Note, you need to be smart.
What do you mean? If you know that you have one?
If the whole world knows that you have it,
the notebook,
it's in your best interest that nobody knows that you have it.
Dude, if I have that notebook, right, I'm going to, I don't know, say an island somewhere. I'm going to go to Hawaii and say everybody off the fucking island, or I'm going to start sketching.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody knows here's where I'll be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You just have the best fucking security in the world. Or you just go there and say everybody here is safe.
Yeah.
And everybody will get one name on the list. I'll do everybody a favor. But you all are now conscripted into my army. See, people start thinking really, really clever like that. Right? Or go to Washington, D.C. I want to go down where the president's kept safe in times of the fallout. Where's that place in Colorado? Or where they keep all the gold? I want a 5-room suite built down in where the National Mint is. Or I'll start scribbling down some names.
Yeah.
Hop on it. I'm not talking about a month from now. I'm talking about in a week. So you better call in everybody, and they'll all get a free. Everybody who makes it possible will get a free pass.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to leave my freaking house. I don't need to go there and get safe. I'll just say that right off the get-go. Come here, build me an underground bunker and a dome. Nah, you're right, man. Just keep that shit quiet.
Yeah.
That's the best way to go.
So
I'm thinking like King Doe Twitch. This is my candidate, Taylor gets it. See, that's exactly it. Anybody got a problem with this? No, sir.
The most interesting thing in the news cycle nowadays, I'd say, is in fact the Brian Thompson, CEO of United
One more
Healthcare,
mute real quick.
getting murked.
Mute it. Let me see. Is it muted? That would be a good name.
Yeah.
Clean your room.
Yeah. So this Brian Thompson guy, everybody knows the story. Just right off the bat, the most fascinating thing to me is this guy got away. He escaped, and I think he's home free. I don't think they're gonna catch him at this point. Like, what are your odds? Are there? Oh my God, are there odds? Are people betting on whether or not they're gonna find him?
Absolutely. There'll be odds on anything.
Think
There'll be a sports book somewhere in some defunct fucking Indian casino somewhere where they'll be placing odds on all this shit. The crime book.
I think it's rather ordinary-ish, minus connection with Nancy, as in Pelosi. Nancy, did this guy have connections to Nancy Pelosi?
Dude, there's so much. There's so much. If you go down the rabbit hole on this guy.
So one thing for me is, if this is true that like he orchestrated his own death.
Can I talk about 3 things you need to consider?
Yeah.
And then I'll shut up and let you go on.
Yeah.
You have to consider, we don't know his medical records.
Right.
So if he has a terminal illness or something that we don't know about, right? And he wants to make sure his family's set up quick and right, you get hell life insurance. Because I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Why would you not? And it's not morbid or gross, dude. If you know and you've gone to 5 specialists and they all say the same thing, look at this tumor, it's right here, or when this clot goes, you're done. Dude, I think it would actually be selfish to not do that.
Yeah.
If you've got like a month,
So
if I have a month to set you up golden.
If Brian is like terminally ill, then he's
got kids. He's got 2 teenagers.
Smoke himself.
He wants the best colleges and everything else. So he's got life insurance policies galore.
Yeah, maybe.
There's one thing, right? 2, we've got all this talk about Diddy's List and all this other shit. He's a well-connected guy. There could be something nefarious attached to him that he's worried about coming out. Right, this is if it's at his own hand. I'm not saying these are foregone conclusions, but you can't say no, because people do that shit. There's people that have left this country already. There's people that used to be prominent that you don't even know. By the way, whatever happened to so-and-so? Yeah, what did? Right?
Yeah.
So nefarious activities. 3? Did you see the body?
No.
Where's the body? Number 3, the old fake your own death, the old switcheroo, 3-card Monty.
I would imagine it's gotten scooped up and stuffed into a morgue.
Well, we got real good pictures of the guy ordering his peppermint mocha, don't we? You just got a grainy image of him getting trucked.
Here's my issue. Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be the 3-card Monty, old switcheroo, nefarious activities, or he could have went to go collect the insurance, because you don't get it if you off yourself.
My issue with all of that is the writing on the bullets. The delay, depose, defend. So, like, you could hypothetically say that if he did plan all of this out, then maybe he planned to have those things written on the bullets to make it even more convincing that this was a disgruntled American who was upset with the healthcare system, and to, like, lock in place the narrative of exactly why he's dead. If that's true, then that is even more heinous, because that means that, like, he knows and he's fully aware of, like, the issues with the health insurance thing, right? Like, if he was like, what would be the perfect things to write on the bullets to make everybody know for sure exactly why this happened? Oh, of course, so I don't know.
All 3 of those things fit into my plan as well.
With the bullet, the writing on the bullets?
All 3 of those you would do in each one of my scenarios, right?
It's just so sickening that, like, he would know the perfect thing to write on those bullets, though.
That's what, if you're making it look like it's a disgruntled patient.
I know.
Of course you would do that.
I know, and it's sickening that, like, he was not even trying to hide it.
Remember what I said to you last night about it? I was right, huh? Then you started reading that stuff off. I'm not like, ooh, I was right. I think that's very, very common.
I know that everyone knows insurance knows that, but like it's I don't think any. It's kind of hard to express it. Like no, the majority of people never like peek behind the curtain.
They actually have engravers. Somebody asked, I don't have my glasses on. That's Lulsbury, right?
Yeah.
How do you even engrave a bullet with an engraver? You know how I did on my Leatherman?
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
It's not the best in the world, but I engraved it. I actually took that to IBM and did it with an engraver there. I think I'd used an engraver there. They have stuff that you can set in a press, right? And it can engrave it just as easy as you can embroider. You can engrave. Same concept, same thing.
And of course, like there are some people, like there's a couple of CNN anchors and Elon Musk himself that have like seen all of the negative comments and like the outright hatred for this dude who got like shot and like died shivering on the concrete.
Isn't it weird that everybody can use it? Everybody can use it to like their work their angle on it, right?
Yeah.
Like the left can say, "Oh, it's terrible, this, that, or the other," and the right can say, "But I maintain what I said yesterday. The left and the right are not too far.
This is a pretty unifying
It's
thing.
not a left wing or a right thing. It's a, have you ever been fucked over by the insurance company? Have you ever been fucked by the hospital or insurance?"
Of course.
Because every single person that did just kind of went,
The right's cheering it too. Yeah. I think it's important, and this like just further reinforces it. It is so important to never, ever take a principled stance against like, well, it's wrong to mock the death of people, because we're human beings. We're not gods and we're not angels. The demise of others is going to be amusing depending on the context of it.
I disagree.
I don't think you should take a principled stance on like
plenty of people. I could maintain to everybody, this is that whole, do you believe in the death penalty? No, I don't. I can prove you do argument. Everybody at some time point, I could come up with somebody in their life, unless they're gonna bullshit. No, I believe in forgiveness and the bullshit. 99% of people, I could come up with somebody that you would cheer on their demise.
That's exactly what I meant. Like, you should never take a principled stance, as in, like, it's never okay to mock the death of others. You should never.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you should never be principled on that.
Show me one person who's going to sit there when Uday is sitting there about to get the old lever pulled that would say no.
Yeah. Ben Shapiro.
Okay, now check this out. But Robbie Kitty, Phil, check this out. Wrong to murder people because you chose a shit insurance company. All right? Your employer gives you X amount of insurance companies you can choose from, but what if you get fucked over by that insurance company, by some red tape? Right? They pull some little switcheroo about, oh, that's not covered. Because you got great insurance on paper. Right?
Yeah.
And then
we can bring you breaking.
Sorry. You can go on.
No, I'm just saying.
Well, folks, we have update.
Okay. Here we go. So, Ben Shapiro made this YouTube video. The evil revolutionary left cheers murder. And I suppose the point he makes is exactly that you shouldn't you shouldn't cheer on people getting murdered and shot. And here's the top comments under this video.
Until that person kills 5 of your loved ones slowly, agonizingly.
Right.
And you're going to sit there and have a love affair for him? You have a pity party for him? No, of course you're going to want them dead.
There's also something strange going on, this like phenomenon. You remember the Daniel Penny guy? I'm going to refresh myself on it, but he apparently he like arm locked somebody in a subway because they were like freaking out and like they looked like they were gonna hurt somebody, and he ended up like arm locking this guy on the
'cause we
subway
got a
so
good
hard that
discussion
they
going in
died.
Thread. We got a good discussion going in thread. Killer CO isn't going to fix that problem. No, it's not. But a lot of times you send a message. You don't kill a president. You don't kill a president to win a war. Come on, Phil. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
You
don't kill the president to win a war.
They did start a whole entire conversation.
That's right.
Doing this
because now there are there are boardrooms everywhere saying we need to take a look at this because are we really pissing people off to the point where they're going to come looking for the board? Somebody in a boardroom somewhere, because I would, you would, right?
Oh yeah.
I would start saying, what have we done that people are looking to pick us off? We better take a look at our shit. So awareness.
Well, the CEO of United Health Group made a video doing the opposite of that. I don't know if he's like doing the thing, ostrich, like stick your head in the sand, like la 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 la, I can't hear any of this, none of it's real. But he basically made a video saying like all of the negative comments you're seeing, that's a reflection of like online internet sensationalism and outrage.
It's realist,
Yeah,
though.
it's real.
It's real.
Right.
There's people that are saying it's to sit there and say that's wrong. Well, saying the N-word's wrong.
Yeah.
And to sit there and pontificate about how, right? To sit there and pontificate about how,
You gotta warn me before you do that. Oh my god.
right?
Caught me off guard.
But you can sit
Jesus.
there all day long and say how that's wrong. Okay. And all the SEALs will clap. Of course it's wrong, but people do it.
Yeah.
Of course this is wrong, right? We're not saying that, but that's the sophomoric version, to sit back and say that's wrong. Okay, but to if you don't address the situation, it's going to continue.
But just to like get a sense of some of the things being said here under Ben Shapiro's video about
Let's see what he has.
we got conservatives and liberals hugging each other in a comment section before GTA 6. 2.1 thousand thumbs up. This comment section is humanity making sense for the first time in years. 3,000 thumbs up. Fact, both left and right are cheering. We don't care about your feelings.
All right.
5,000 thumbs up. We had a wife and a family. Yeah, bro, so did the hundreds of thousands of people who were denied health care and died.
That's it.
This
That's
just in. Man with a $50 million net worth completely misses the point and is out of touch with the frustration of regular Americans.
That's it.
My dad, who is a staunch Republican, would have maybe agreed with you, Ben, but unfortunately he died from cancer after being denied a treatment that could have saved his life because it was considered experimental. Don't say you're pro-life and then side with the health insurance companies. Oof. Yeah, so like this is a pretty like unifying thing. Romper Kid, dude, you're alone on this one. I don't think there's thousands of these. My God, conservatives, liberals, and lefties are hugging it out in the comments. Like it's a never-ending deluge of anti-Ben people in this. Unsubbed. Find another audience to play apologist to the people who help make the lives of hardworking Americans difficult.
See, there's so many people like that on the right that are. Remember what I said last night? Remember?
Oh, if the wife of the CEO is upset now, just wait till she gets the emergency room bill. True.
Look, Ben Shapiro, right? It's easy to have a schmaltzy attitude.
Yeah.
About it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you've never been affected by it. A person who takes the bus for their whole life and who's never had a driver's license or driven a car, right, is not going to sympathize with people who are angry at mechanics who rack up the service writers who rack up bills at dealerships.
Right.
They're not going to sympathize with them because they got no skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Shapiro literally has zero skin in the game of this. He's got top-notch insurance and he has got no problems paying the co-payments.
Yeah.
And so, and he's such a figure, him being him, no insurance underwriter is going to risk the bad publicity if they do to him what they do to your bill.
Right.
Betcha they'd never given him the bill that they did with yours for your little flu visit. Betcha they'd never have pulled that with him.
That's the thing, though, Robbie Kitty. Like, all of these people, they also work and they pay for insurance, and United Healthcare denies a third of their claims. They deny healthcare to their paying, working customers. They denied a guy a wheelchair after getting both of his legs
Right.
amputated, for Christ's sake. Also, it's not like there's like evil human beings behind the scenes that are like filling out these denial forms. They simply have they have an algorithm.
Phil, hang on. Check it out, bro. You choose the insurance company, and you love your insurance company, right? Until they fucking fuck you over on a claim, right?
Right.
You love Costco, right? And are a fan of Costco forever. Here, you've had State Farm insurance, and you swear by it because it's one of the top insurance, right? You've got their umbrella coverage on your home, and you got your member discount and your group discount because you got all 3-4 cars, and you bring your kids to sign up, right?
Yeah.
And then check this out. Then your 2004 Jeep Unlimited gets trucked, and they offer you $5,000 because they think it's a 2004 Jeep.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a classic Unlimited, right? That is selling for $30,000. But the insurance company won't care, and they'll, no, you're not entitled to that. And your attitude is going to be, that's what I insured, right? That's what I want, either fixed or replaced. I don't want a short Jeep. I don't want a 4-door Jeep. I don't want a pickup truck.
Yeah.
I want the stretched out long LJ. Well, they don't make that anymore. Okay, there's still some for sale. They cost $30,000. That's what I have insured, right?
There's also like an extremely like obvious and like blatant conflict of interest there, because if United Healthcare, their primary incentive, their primary loyalties lie with their shareholders, right? And they can make their shareholders more happy with the more claims that they deny. So they're incentivized to deny as many claims as they possibly can, and that's evidenced by the fact that they literally created an algorithm to like process all of these claims and deny them for them. They don't have manual people behind every single one of these claims like authorizing or denying things. They crafted an algorithm to do this for them.
Do you know where that algorithm stems from, and do you know why they have it? Right? And hospitals, the same thing. Like, why do hospitals charge so much? And people will say, right, oh, it's because that MRI machine costs millions. Okay, and you've been using that same MRI machine since 89, right? It has been bought and paid for several times over. Right?
Yeah.
But they can't refuse treatment to anybody. You got all these people coming in here, all the people that shriek and wail for free healthcare is a right. This is what free healthcare is, right? You go to a hospital and you get free healthcare. You can't afford to pay it. You don't pay it. You don't. So what are you going to do? Look, if we've done this before, right? I say I sell this vape. This vape right here is a health vape, right? And it helps you quit cigarette smoking, right? And I sell them for $5, right? It's a hospital. Just say it's a hospital remedy, right? So you come here and you've got insurance. Your insurance covers 80%. You got a copayment of 20%, right? So say it's $10, right? So your insurance covers it. You got a 20% copay, so it costs you $2, right? You're happy that you have insurance, right? Because with insurance, this vape only costs you $2. If you're out of pocket, it costs you $10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. People go to the hospital and they get that, right? And they don't pay their bill. So now they didn't have insurance. There's no copayment, right?
Right.
So the hospital is basically out $10. Just another person comes in, insurance and everything else, they're squared away. A third person comes in, insurance, everything, they're squared away. 4 more people come in and scrap on their bill. 1, 2, 3, 4 more, right? That's now $50 that the hospital is missing in revenue, right?
Yeah.
So come next year, they've got all this missing revenue. So now what happens to this? Well, they up the rate to now it's $20.
Right.
Now your co-payment for that same thing is $4. You grumble about it, but you go along with it, right?
Right.
The hospital's still operating at those profit loss numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So the concept is that they're going to get their money from those who do pay. So those people with insurance are paying for those people that don't have insurance. That's why you saw I told you about that. You know, my mom got accepted at the hospital. It cost her $268,000 to die.
Yeah.
And they itemized the whole list. And on there was $572 for EKG.
Right.
If you don't know what that is, you might think, well, that's one of the cheapest things on here. We do how many of those free a week?
Yeah. EKG is
You can call up and get it done for free.
EKG is literally just like putting stickers on your body and hooking you up to a machine that tracks your vitals. In no world is the value of that $570
You got
something
$15 to $20 of little snaps.
Yeah. So it appears to be that they're just like raping people on prices to like pad out, you know, their loss. I don't think, Roppy, I don't think you're being low IQ. I think there's a very like normal and real, I'm not trying to armchair psychology too hard here, but like there's a very like normal gut feeling to see like people not on your side cheering for this and like making memes about it. There's a normal feeling to like to not go with that crowd.
Robbie Kitty is being consistent.
Yeah.
He's not flip-flopping. He is being consistent. Nope. It's a I see what he's saying. He's the freest he's the most consistent person here. Nope. It's your insurance. You choose it. You're in charge. You're a big boy. If you don't like it, change it beforehand, right? And I would normally agree with that. I agree. Here I am being hypocritical. We are being hypocritical, right? Because reality hits, and I'll admit when it's hypocritical, right? Hey, you chose your insurance. You could have chosen this, that, or the other. I remember when you could have chosen Kaiser Permanente, right? And it covered 100% of everything. And those people, when you were sitting there grumbling and mumbling about your copays or whatever, right? You could have chosen Kaiser, right? And Kaiser was notorious for cutting off the wrong foot of someone that needed their foot amputated, right? So they had, and that's when the other side would say, well, you got what you pay for.
Yeah.
So Phil's got the consistent, conservative, you get what you pay for, be smart, make your choices wisely. I'm saying I agree with that, you know. Then when you get fucked over, see how the system does fuck over.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations where I am, and people will say, well, you're being hypocritical. And okay, I am. But, you know, big corporation bad. Normally I'm not. If you don't like it, compete. But what they do, the reason why I'm hypocritical is because we're not talking about Walmart, right? Oh, if you don't like the big corporations and the CEOs taking all this money and paying people minimum wage, I support those corporations 100%. Don't shop at Walmart. Do whatever. This is different because it involves people's health.
Yeah.
Their wellness.
It's like if you go to the store.
Walmart's not fucking everybody over because they pay minimum wage. Go get a different job.
It's like if you go to the store and like you can afford the same exact brand of milk that literally everybody else gets, and that brand of milk has a 30% chance of turning you gay, right? So you buy the milk and you drink it, and then you turn gay, and then you complain about it. It's like, I didn't want to be gay. I drank the milk and it turned me gay, right? But like, it's the only milk that anybody ever drinks, and all these people are turning gay. It sucks. And then having somebody be like, well, you should have just bought a different brand of milk, because all the milk turns you gay. You know, you can't escape it.
And in the 80s and 90s, so in the 80s, that was a big, huge part of choosing where you applied for a job. You looked at your benefits package. That was a huge thing because you were going to apply there, right? And the thing is you looked at a place that had a good retirement package.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in 20 years, what will my retirement package be? And their benefits, medical, dental, vision, vacation, all of these things. Now, not so much anymore because you're not going to be at a company for 10 years, 20 years. Very few people. The majority of people in the 80s, the majority of people look at a long-term job, what they call a career opportunity. They look for that one employer, right? I'm a third-generation automotive worker.
Right.
I'm a fifth-generation steel mill worker. Well, now you don't do that shit. You go to work in IT, you're going to work at 18 different companies
Mm-hmm.
in your career, an average of 18 different companies
Right.
in that same field. If you're a nurse, you're not going to work at one hospital your entire nursing career.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, things kind of change, yeah?
And sometimes you might live in an area and the hospital that's closest to you has like exclusivity with a certain insurance company, right? So like it's pretty much like predetermined just by where you live sometimes, because you could live in an area where your hospital is only compatible with this certain insurance company. So yeah,
Then move.
of course, but then we're like approaching like toxic accountability, right?
Well, I heard
Where
this
it's like,
really
well,
good
hang on,
argument to that.
Like nothing can ever change and nothing can ever like get better. Just like
I
move.
agree. I agree with that. I heard the best argument against that that somebody made, and I had to say, you know what? You got me. You're right.
Yeah.
Right? Because the whole then move. I did. If it's too expensive where you live, shut up and move. Nobody's got a gun to your head. You don't have to stay where you're at. Go move someplace cheaper. Go move someplace more affordable. You don't like what you're getting paid? Well, these are the only jobs in the area. Then you chose a depressed area in which to habitate.
Yeah.
Go somewhere where there's more jobs. Do it. And people say, I shouldn't have to blah, blah, blah. You know what somebody said?
What?
If somebody from Ecuador can walk 2,000 miles for a better place and better opportunity, shut up. And I thought, touche.
Yeah, true.
I thought, touche. There's people that, they're giving up more than just, Greyhound's not going to put them on a bus to go visit family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so family ties, right. Yeah. The person that walked 2,000 miles, I can understand that having a more adverse effect on family ties. We can go visit family.
Yeah.
If your family ties are strong enough and you're struggling to keep a roof over your head, if your family doesn't step in and say, you're important enough for us to rent you a place right here, what family ties, right?
Right.
I'll bet you if somebody would have bought me a house on 2 acres in Livermore, I'd have still been out in California. I don't ask them to. I don't expect them to, right? But I got to take care of me and mine, right? I didn't want to be living in a ratty studio apartment. So we packed up and moved.
I'm gonna be sympathetic to Romper Kitty here. There's a very normal gut feeling to not buy into this thing that like everybody else is buying into. And I know it because I went through that. When I first heard the news, I seriously wasn't sure. Like, I was like scared to like have an opinion on it. I was like, is the majority of people gonna be like, it's wrong to murder people in the street? You shouldn't do that. Like, and should I not start jumping up and down? Or is it gonna be the opposite? I thought for sure that this wasn't gonna go the way that it ended up going.
There's at least 30% of the people that on the surface have the Ben Shapiro argument. We talked about this last night, right?
Yeah.
But quietly at night, they're like, that'll teach the bastards. The type that won't advocate it,
Yeah.
but quietly to themselves. You know who I'm talking about? They're as far as, I'm not bringing up abortion, but I am. It's the people that are totally anti-abortion, right?
Right.
Publicly, and they rage against it, right? Until it's their daughter.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, the preacher goes off, and the one who spent the last 18 years screeching against abortion saying how it's God's gift and life and pro-life ever,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, right?
Or if they find out that there's like a trailer park full of welfare queens and then they're getting record abortions, and they might sit back at home and be like, good, don't need more of that.
Well, that's literally the basis of why Planned Parenthood was founded.
Well, that's a whole other can
It
of
is.
worms.
It
Yeah.
is.
But yeah, no, I that gut feeling to like not immediately start clapping and cheering for this. Like I feel like that's instilled in all of us, but like
Phil saw that too. For being a professional hit, right?
if it's so unprofessional, how have they not caught him yet? That's insane.
Is it?
Yeah, it's insane.
Okay, but check this out. Do you know how many murders happen in inner cities a day, a week? And do you know how many go unsolved?
I don't think that's comparable at all.
Why?
This is a CEO. This is an important big person.
Okay, what so?
This is somebody who, like, but behind him, he has the might of a company that's going to be like, we'll seek to the ends of the earth to find the guy that did this.
How? The guy literally got on a bike and went somewhere, and he's ghosted from there. And before people say, oh, he was a professional, he had all of his shit lined up, this, that, and the other. Phil saw it. I saw it. Dude sitting after he fired, he's looking down at his gun.
Yeah.
Dude.
We cleared the jam pretty quick.
But dude, why? Phil, I have a reason that I came up with for that, because I saw that too. You're gonna go with your Glock, and that's not gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here's the difference. He had engraved. No, was it I'm sure it was the casings that were engraved, right?
Right.
Right. So when you do that, you create burrs, a raised surface. So if you don't sand that over or whatever, something as minute as that discrepancy
That can
cause an ejection, can hitch up something or another.
Right.
So, because at first you think, the guy's not professional, because what kind of gun was he using that jammed? Well, what kind of ammunition was he using? Because you could put shit ammunition in even a Glock.
It also had
That's the only thing that will make a Glock jam.
It also had a silencer, and I don't know how much that has to do with gun jamming. It might be totally
Zero.
irrelevant. Yeah.
Zero. If the silencer failed, that shit would have gone in his hand. It ejects, right? The silencer's at the end of the screws on.
Yeah. It's at the end. You're right. Yeah. No. I at this point, I don't think that they're gonna catch him. I think he's home free. But if they do catch him,
or
yeah,
they have caught him, and they're scrubbing all of his online shit and everything else, right, to create their narrative, right? Oh, look, he's a registered Republican. Oh, look, he donated to Trump's campaign. I mean,
Sleepy Hollow Nomad, I'll hold you to that. If they don't catch him this week, it's that's your ass.
oh, Sleepy Hollow Nomad. Dylan has his Christmas present, and I thought how cool it'd be for him to open it up on stream.
Oh, word?
Yeah, it's out in the living room. I told you about it.
What about?
It's out in the living room, but he has to say it's okay, because I didn't know. I don't want to tell him, oh, we open gifts on the 25th if he sent it now. If he says go ahead and open it, then you can bring it in on stream and open it. That's between you and him. It's here.
Engravings give you no tactical advantage whatsoever. Still, that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good. Why hasn't anybody made that meme yet?
Oh, go get it.
Why? Yeah, absolutely. I've never done a live unboxing before.
Yes.
Nobody's made the Metal Gear Solid meme yet.
Okay, do you want to wait until we finish this topic up, or just want to do it now while we're talking?
I guess we'll do it now. I mean,
Okay, so here we have a.
I feel like everybody has a clear picture of the situation.
You don't need that. Just
Oh, I don't have fingernails. It's Shifty. It's Adam Shifty.
here, Bree. I know I am. I love presents. Hang on, Bree. You know how if you clip your nails and file them down, you have a nice smooth manicure, versus if you like rip it off and then you like go to sweep the hair out of your face and you scratch the shit out of yourself because it's not smooth. It's the same concept of a engraving.
Is it the
It's
gun?
the gun from the
Oh
assassination.
my god, is it?
I love presents.
The Amazon note says, enjoy your gift.
It doesn't say enjoy your gift juice box.
No.
Ah. Damon always. Nobody can wrap a present as good as Damon. That's a fact.
Yeah?
That's a fact. I've told you that though, right? You remember when I told you that?
Yeah. I mean, you didn't wrap this as an Amazon.
I know. But he always does really, really cool presents.
There's a Joe Biden action figure. I'm going to shit my pants.
I gotten the best things. I got my, my survival staff.
Yeah.
That came from Damon. My original Leatherman that I have still in the leather. That's the very first Leathermans that ever came out. I still have that. That came from Damon. I am. I'm like a kid. Ah.
Oh my god, it's an Elgato. It's an Elgato.
Whoa! What is that?
It's an Elgato Stream Deck.
What is that?
It's a thing that you set up, and it basically hotkeys a bunch of different like options and things you can do. Now,
So you have a soundboard?
yes,
So you can push a button for a certain sound?
yeah,
Fucking juice box!
I heard all about the Elgato Stream Deck when I first started streaming, and all I could do was like dunk on this thing and say like how useless it was because like look, I have
juice box!
yeah,
Hey!
true, right? No, like I have a keyboard and I have OBS and I can just make hotkeys myself. And that was when I was doing video game streams. Now that this is like a podcast, I can actually come up with a lot of things I can do with this.
Are these like tactile buttons?
Yeah, you
I
can
love it!
you can basically set them to do whatever you want them to. I've heard Elgato makes good stuff. Pricey.
So you could have a button program to go right to our
That's a high
commercial break.
that's a high ticket
Play our
item
song, play our bumper music,
too.
and go to a particular video and play. It's like macro.
Yeah, I could configure it to do something like that.
So no matter. Is that like a macro box?
It's a high ticket item too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
See, Damon fucking is on this shit.
exactly like the iCarly remote. Thank you, Nomad. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Yeah, no, we're gonna have this thing fired up and ready to go. 15 customizable LCD keys. Single and multi-actions, custom stand, good. It's got a stand so I can like
You
prop
get
it up
one
somewhere.
button to log into all your stream accounts and set up your monitors.
Mm.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be fucking with that.
I probably wouldn't use it to do that.
Why not? God, you love to fuck with shit.
Just to
You're like eeks. You gotta adjust-o-matic everything.
Just to give people a peek behind the curtain. Hang on. Not that much of a peek. But I have this thing here. And I can switch on and off accounts I'm logged into if I want to stream. I have my Kick channel, Toss Podcast, the gaming channel, and the YouTube. But as far as like soundboards and like getting videos to play and getting audio to pop off and maybe like making messages scroll across the screen and doing like graphics. Yeah, no, this'll be sick for all of that. And may trigger cheat alerts. That's interesting. That guy's hella eyebrow. Who's that? What do you mean?
Huh? Oh, that's Ben Shapiro.
Oh, yeah, it's Ben Shapiro.
Who asked that question?
Bree.
Oh.
This guy's hella eyebrow. True. Yeah, no, he does look different. He's got lip filler. And it looks like he did
No, he doesn't.
it looks like he filled out his eyebrows a little bit too.
He doesn't, dude. He's not proud of those caterpillars. He's cursed with that shit.
If he does the
He's got a good hairline, but he's got the eyebrows. He's got Hasidic eyebrows. And the question is, does he have a bald spot?
Bree, the one with the sun's temperature IQ. Well, that's awesome.
So you could push a button to cheer that Damon got you something really, really cool.
This
That
is
is
Jordan
really
Dodge.
sweet.
Yeah. Let's see. I know I have something.
Can I do a real quick review of this right here? Because this is gangbusters.
Welcome to Review Tech USA.
Real quick.
Skip it button that up.
So this here is yes or no?
Yeah.
All right.
Review Tech.
This here is by Tom Talk, and I pulled the trigger because it was on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a good price on it. It's got this front zip pocket that you can put your peripherals in. It's got an iPad, Apple MacBook Air. It's got this front zip pocket that you can put like your charger in.
Yeah.
And people do. And at first you would think, what? I don't think I'll do that because I don't want to damage the screen. But look, there's plenty enough room. I could put my mouse in it.
Yeah.
See, I just did. That's not too bad.
Mm-mm.
But I will probably just keep like the data drives and shit like that in there. It's got a little, so you can put a key ring on here and clip like your USB drives to it. Because I only got a 256 gig on this, but I went with a really, really good Black Friday deal on this. And here's why. If anybody has a MacBook, it's pretty bulky, right? Considering that's what's in it. That's the size of the...
Don't drop them.
I won't. So here is the really, really beautiful midnight blue MacBook Air. And I got this because I needed to write.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, dude, lugging that big, huge Dell around, I just decided, man, I'm done getting the biggest laptop screen ever because you got to use it on a desktop. So why is it a laptop when you have to have it on a flat surface so the fans won't choke off? This you can lay on the bed on a comforter because there's no fans. It's all internal, right? So you can't choke it off. But anyways, that's the MacBook Air. Look at this. Inside, look at that fillet. Is that not some badass cushioning?
I'd crawl in there and go to sleep.
Right? And see the bumpers on the corners?
Yeah.
See that all the way around?
Yeah.
Feel here, and then when you go up to the corners, see how it's extra? Feel that.
Yeah.
Go like this, and then go to the corners.
Yeah, you should put the MacBook in here and then we hold it up and drop it and see how it works. It's Review Tech. It's what we do.
No. This is my very, very first and probably last Apple MacBook.
Skip it button that up. So apparently someone in
So now you can throw it in your backpack or your book bag or whatever, and you're not going to get it scratched, and it's got some protection on it. So very, very good. It's made by Tom Talk, and it fits. Look, it just fits it perfectly. All right.
I guess there's German wars happening in the chat. Rumpy Kitty said someone in Germany went to prison for saying the word idiot. It's a dark time for the American First Amendment in Germany. It's almost like they don't have freedom of speech. So I think we've pretty much covered anything there is to cover on the CEO guy.
What else do we have?
Daniel Penny. Judge, basically,
Just the first charge.
oh, just the first charge?
Yeah.
I want to get
Now they're going for second degree.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's kind of wrong. The prosecutor throws you with 2 charges for the same thing. If we don't get you on the first one, we'll get you on the second one.
Yeah.
That's so close to double indemnity. You know? I kind of don't like that. You know?
Let's see here.
Happening today. Jury deliberations resume this morning in the Daniel Penny subway chokehold trial.
It comes after weeks of testimony and dozens of witnesses. Christina Fan joins us live outside the courthouse. Christina?
Chris and Mary, good morning. Jurors will be returning at around 9:45 this morning to resume deliberations. They typically do not sit on Wednesdays, but they asked the judge for an exception in this case, which he granted. There has been intense public scrutiny and attention on this case, in which Marine veteran Daniel Penny is charged with using a fatal chokehold to subdue Jordan Neely, a troubled subway rider who alarmed passengers with his behavior on a train last May. The judge told jurors that if they convict Penny of manslaughter, they won't be asked for a verdict on the lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide. But if they decide he's not guilty of manslaughter, they will consider the second charge.
That's
Within
such
hours
bullshit.
of deliberating Tuesday, jurors sent a note to the judge asking for some of his instructions to be reread. During closing arguments earlier in the day, the prosecution attacked the defense's expert witness, who believes Neely died from a combination of sickle cell crisis, drug use, schizophrenia, and the restraint. They accused that doctor of having a financial interest and coming up with an alternative cause of death. Both charges Penny faces are felonies, but neither carries a mandatory prison sentence. Reporting live from Lower Manhattan, Christina Fan, CBS News, New York.
Neither carry a mandatory prison sentence?
It's just such bullshit in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? Because this guy, he's got 48 priors, and he was threatening to fucking kill people. Now, if there was never any record of unhinged people killing anybody or whatnot, right? Then I could see, well, just because he said that, but no, right? On top of which, when the paramedics got there, he was still very much alive, right?
Yeah.
They didn't want to do mouth to mouth. They didn't have their bag. They could have, because they didn't want to catch Hep C from the guy. He was at, But whatever the case, all these other things, nothing matters to the fact that here's this guy unhinged saying how he's going to kill people, right? And there have been subway killings and attacks, right? So you're not out of reason to act, the Good Samaritan. The guy should totally be not only protected by the Good Samaritan laws, he should be getting a fucking award. Right?
I need to know more about the facts of the case.
You're not... Yeah.
Protests overnight demanding the arrest of the Marine veteran who put a homeless man in a deadly chokehold. Witnesses say the victim was acting erratically and threatening other passengers. Whit Johnson has the latest.
Overnight,
this is a year-old video.
The arrest of a Marine veteran seen in this disturbing video putting a homeless man in a deadly chokehold.
You took drugs from us! How many more?
Familiar with it?
The NYPD
It's
now
been a
reviewing
while.
that video and calling for witnesses to come forward.
Hey, yo,
Authorities say
shitbag.
30-year-old Jordan Neely was acting erratically, and some witnesses reported he threatened passengers on the Manhattan F train when the 24-year-old veteran stepped in. Other passengers seen holding Neely's arms. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. New York Governor Kathy Hochul calling the case horrific.
This was an individual who took the situation into his own hands. Just looking at that video, you know it's wrong. No one has the right to take the life of another person.
But Mayor Eric Adams urging the public to trust the process.
But we need to be extremely clear that from day one of this administration, I focus on we cannot have people with severe emotional illnesses on our subway system.
Neely seen here on a subway train just days earlier. Known for his performances as a Michael Jackson impersonator, Neely had been arrested more than 40 times, including for assault. Overnight, Neely's family retaining an attorney, saying in a statement,
Okay, that changes
Mr. Neely
things.
suffered from mental illness, which began at age 14 when he experienced the brutal murder of his mother.
So then
There
they're
is no
they're
reasonable
guilty
belief
for
that
letting
he had a
him
weapon, that he
go
had
off
the
his leash.
ability to use anything to harm anyone, and he was significantly outnumbered. So there's really no basis at all for what transpired.
The incident dividing New Yorkers and highlighting
they like
deep
to do
concerns
circus
about
acts
subway
and
safety.
performances.
I feel like resources are the solution to it. Community, connection.
Not safe at all. I mean, unfortunately, like, we're not allowed to carry things, but I wish we were able to, like, do pepper spray or something.
Now, despite some high-profile incidents, overall major crime on the transit system here in New York City is actually down slightly from last year. Both the mayor and governor have deployed mental health resources to the subways, but many insist more needs to be done. George.
Okay, Whit, thanks very much.
Well, hey there,
Okay.
GMA.
Yeah, so like I kind of think this is pretty much just a failure of New York and that criminal justice system in general. You arrest a guy 40 times, one time for assault, and I guess because he's homeless, he kind of just floats around and like never.
Let me ask you something. You've got a 4-year-old.
Probably should have
You
been.
got a 3-year-old.
Probably should have been institutionalized
You
at
got a
some
3-year-old.
point.
Okay, all of that stuff.
Well, hang on, wait,
nobody knows all of that.
One more thing. One thing extra egregious. It sounded like that lady said, like, we're not allowed to carry anything on the subway. Like, I wish we could have pepper spray or something. If that's true, that you can't even have pepper spray or like a taser with you when you go to the subway.
No,
if
you
that,
can't have weapons.
dude, if that's true, that is insane. That is insane. And like, well, like I might not think that like choking the guy out was the best thing to do. At the same time, like what is there to do? Right? So like I guess I disagree with the killing of him, but I kind of think that whole system failed so hardcore.
Do you think that Daniel Penny got up that morning and thought, I'm going to go kill myself a wild?
I don't think so, but the only thing I would speculate on is like if he acquired like a great power while he was in the Marines and like maybe he was like eager for an opportunity to use them. That I'll speculate on. I don't know.
Then he would have a list of prior instances, right, where he had been playing Superman.
I don't know about that. This is, like I said, waiting for an opportunity. And like, there's a perfect opportunity right there.
There's opportunities every day on the New York subway if you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
That place is so...
It seems like more of a failure on New York than it is Daniel Penny.
How about it's a failure on the guy, right, that's threatening to kill people?
I expect nothing from the homeless guy that's been arrested 40 times. Is
Hey,
mentally ill.
nobody
has
knows
schizophrenia.
that he's been arrested. He's not wearing a rap sheet on his Michael Jackson tights.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, I expect nothing from the psycho homeless dude. I don't expect that guy to behave himself in any way whatsoever. He should have been institutionalized at some
Should they be able to bring charges against his family, who now all of a sudden is saying all of the shit on how dangerous he was, right?
No,
how psychotic and mentally imbalanced he was.
No, if I was going to go after anybody,
if you rent somebody a car with faulty brakes, should you be held liable?
if I was going to go after anybody, it'd be like any of the social workers or whoever was involved with that homeless guy that like repeatedly just
Family?
let him go again and again. No, not the family.
Wow.
He's been arrested 40 times. So clearly there's like a network of people like officials that have worked with
family.
No, not family.
Then why should they be able to sue
He's
for money?
homeless. He doesn't have
Then why
family.
should they be able to sue for money for the guy? Because you know that they're suing.
I don't blame him at all.
Wow.
No.
So they got no culpability. So you rent somebody a car with faulty brakes, right? But it's the Department of Transportation or the DMV's fault for registering it?
Again, like I
You know when the last time was his family had anything to do with him?
I have no idea when.
Oh. But you're ready to say they should benefit from his...
Not necessarily. I think his family should benefit, but I do think that like city employees should be held accountable for failing so hard. Yes. And if it just so happens that like a result of that is the family getting money, I don't care.
So then you would support institutionalizing
crazy homeless people? Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Throw them in the loony bin.
Okay. So you should bring back asylums.
I think there's a more polite way.
Why do we have to fucking put lipstick on these pigs?
Because there's a bad history.
So what? Call it what it is.
No.
Why sugarcoat it? That's exactly what it is.
No, because
fucking loony bins.
No, an asylum back then and like a grippy sock vacation now, those are two different things.
Okay, so an asylum, thank God asylums aren't like they used to be. Now the rooms are padded in rubber.
Don't know what the obsession is with like, no, I want to call it an asylum.
Because then we know exactly what it is we're talking about. See, you want to wet everything down, right?
It's
to make it feel good.
It's like really wanting to call a farm a plantation or a ranch like called a plantation. Like, why would you do that? There's history with that term.
I never thought of that. I like the idea that if we plant stuff, we'll have a plantation out back.
Okay. No, man, like it used to be that like if a dude came home from work and like his wife cooked his coffee 20 degrees too cold, then it was like, oh, institutionalized asylum. And that's you know, there's negative history with that. But no, like
I already beat you, no, Matt. I already said it. We're gonna plant something up, and we have a plantation.
Put the guy on a permanent grippy sock vacation.
Well, Damon can have a plantation. King Do Twitch has a kingdom, and we have what I've always called I'm a land baron.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting this to be a pretty obvious like Marine choking out this poor homeless black dude, but I again, New York City, I can't help but think that so much failure. Why does all the accountability lie with Daniel Penny when there's like so many people that could have been involved and stopped this from ever happening in the first place?
Because we want a really, really fine line when you take somebody that does circus performances and does a pretty good moonwalk, right?
He got arrested.
And say
he's been arrested 40 times. He has a obvious like record of being a psycho.
Do you think that the Japanese people should be able to arrest I Wear Speedos and Somali Jack and all the other...
I Show Speed and Johnny Somali?
Whatever.
Well, yeah, they go over there and they break the laws. And
they do circus performances. They just dance and do circus acts in the street.
I mean, yeah,
but people are tired of their annoying performances. But they're not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going where they can get shock value. They just like it when people look at them and are annoyed. They like being nuisances, right? And they're running out of people to annoy here because people are just bored with them.
There's a big difference between I Show Speed, Johnny Somali, and this guy on the subway, though.
Is there?
Yes, I Show Speed and Johnny Somali are like multimillionaire celebrities, and like they basically like run a content farm where like they get as many views as possible by doing the most crazy unhinged thing, and they know exactly what they're doing, and they're fully cogent while they're doing it. They're not idiots. They're like pretty.
So they act stupid, and this guy is stupid.
They're pretty smart people, right? And the homeless guy, he's not stupid. He's crazy. We got an X post link in chat. What is this? BLM should be. Oh yeah, I've seen this.
What is it? Oh yeah,
I stand here heartbroken because I have to hug a father who knows that the murderer of his son will most likely go free, who has to look in the face of a jury.
Agitators.
Yeah, the father with a.
These are professional agitators.
The father with a homeless son, by the way.
No matter the facts, no matter the expert witnesses, no matter the people yelling on that train that day to let Jordan go, you will kill him. They will not find a white man guilty of killing a black man in modern day America.
They do it all the time.
This is no different than Jim Crow. This looks like a picture out of the picture book when you look at that anonymous jury. We have baby boomers who were there during Jim Crow on this jury. We have young people who are looking at Daniel Penny as a hero. And what America is a hero, a killer. He didn't give a crap about Jordan. The medical examiner said Jordan turned purple. Yes, black people can turn purple when they're denied oxygen. Every lab report showed he died of asphyxiation. And that doesn't matter because they want to spare a white man the penalty of his crimes. America has not changed, and I hate to say it, it may never change. And people who keep asking, are we going to riot? Are we going to protest? Is that what's needed? Do glass have to break? Do cars have to burn for a black man to get justice in America? We can't show up with peace. We can't show up with facts. We can't show up with evidence and witness after witness. You give us nothing. And then you ask us to love this country. America hates black people, and we see it from that jury pool.
A black man was lynched, and his name was Jordan Neely.
Fucking phenomenal.
I mean, dude, if they do BLM riots in New York City,
a white police
dude,
officer.
I'm sorry,
a white police officer was stabbed.
Like, dude, that is just New York City asking for it by failing their people so hard. They might need riots, you know. I'm kind of here, the same place where I'm at with the CEO thing, right?
You think blacks should riot?
No, hang on. I don't think anybody should riot, but I think if riots happen, then the city was basically asking for it. You know, the skirt was too short. Same thing with the CEO. Where like a lot of people.
Then if they took vengeance on his healthcare providers, his shrinks, and his therapists, and his family members that let him go off leash, right? Then I could see, all right, you're attacking the problem. But if they just attack somebody, driving to work just because he's white, that's wrong.
I kind of think that there's so many people in this country now that believe that the systems we have in place to make change happen and to like fix people's lives is so broken that it doesn't work anymore, and people like turn to the most extreme, you know, violent, radical things.
Or they're opportunistic, right? Because BLM, their you know the history of their CEOs and how much they profited and the things that they bought.
Yeah, but like it sucks that the opportunity is there in the first place, right? That's what I think.
Then we could have a White Lives Matter, and every time a white person gets tased or beaten by the police, we could say, well, there's an opportunity, and it sucks that there's a... No, dude, it's not... The opportunity isn't that. Dude, if the guy was never acting like a wild, nothing would have happened.
Hang on. He's homeless, and he has schizophrenia.
There's a lot of homeless people.
So I don't expect anything from him.
There's a lot of homeless people. They don't go around threatening to kill people.
And he had schizophrenia. People with schizophrenia threaten to kill people all the time.
So what do you think? What culpability do you think the family has?
None.
So what about the parents whose schizophrenic child takes a gun and goes and shoots up a school, and they knew that he was loose.
It's kind of like putting your grandma in a nursing home, and then like the staff there abuse her, and then like you want to go after the family. Well, like I can't believe the family should be
No, I'm
held.
just trying to see if you're consistent.
That you should hold the family culpable because they put her in that nursing
So if
home.
the family knows that if the family knows that their kid is a fucking psycho, right? And he takes a gun to school and he does a school shooting, you don't think the family should be held culpable?
Oh yeah, they should.
Why?
Because he killed kids.
What if he just threatened?
No, family did no. If all he did was make threats, then no.
What if he made the threat and somebody stopped him?
No. The family got lucky.
So you just want everything to work out perfectly.
Well, hey, if people die, then and we need accountability, and the only person who's there to face that accountability is the parents, then yes. But like nobody died. I'm supposed to just ignore a schizophrenic person threatening to kill people? Nuh-uh, not doing it. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's insane that this Jordan Neely guy cycled like in and out of the New York social service programs.
His
So
family
many
definitely failed him.
I agree, but I think the city failed harder. Cause like that's they spend so much money on all kinds of different like facilities and organizations and departments that are supposed to like take care of people, and yet they don't. They just let them go out on the streets.
Think of the rehabilitation centers we could build here with the money we sent to Ukraine.
Yeah. It's because of deep systematic hardships you had to face, I'm sure. I don't think there's necessarily any deep systematic hardships. If you're homeless and schizophrenic, then yeah, dude, there's no... The only help you can possibly get is just thrown in the loony bin. Like, there's no life for you to live being homeless and schizophrenic. Put him in the loony bin.
Would you be all for, like we have our welfare city that we've discussed that we both agree would be the perfect solution?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be okay with having also somewhere in that area a gated off area where people can at least have rec privileges and be allowed to, you know?
I don't know what this is. It sounds like prison.
Well, dude, what do you think a loony bin is?
It's some people say it's worse than prison.
Okay, so what I'm talking about is an encampment, right? Where they can at least show that they're well enough to not be in there.
I don't know. I think a standard
4x8 cells.
I think like a standard like mental health facility will do just fine.
Where?
Like whatever they're already doing, just do it now. In a building with like security and locked doors.
Should we privatize that?
No.
Why?
I don't trust the...
You trust the government? The same government that you're saying is failing.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? They need new government in New York City. They need new leadership. They need new strategy. They
What
need
if they
new...
privatized
They need new policies.
a wellness? What if they had a wellness center, just like they have drug rehab centers? What if they had a psychotic freak show wellness rehabilitation center?
Then at that point, the priority isn't to take care of the people. The priority is to like profit as much as you can and like do good on your investors. Then there's a skew of... There's a conflict of interest there.
The government doesn't have that?
I don't think the government has as much of a conflict of interest, no.
The private place did the same thing the government did with no worse results at a fraction of the money. Would you be okay with it?
If that happened, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
San Francisco, is it too expensive? Welfare city needs to be in North Dakota or somewhere cheaper.
Yeah, in the over 70% of Nevada BLM, that's where you have your welfare city. I've discussed that with you in detail and with Damon in detail on the phone. Damon and I had it all worked out. And it was a positive thing. It was a net positive, right? A place for people to do better and get out and have the inspiration. Because you know what? You don't have any motivation to do better, right? When you're getting Section 8 housing living on the coast in California.
True.
You're doing just fine. Why would you want to go to work? Starbucks be swiping EBT cards, and they shouldn't.
You know, the Starbucks CEO came out and said, "We're gonna bring back lots of things like the coffee condiment bar, and as far as pricing goes, we're gonna put that on hold for 2025. Like price increases, none for the next year."
What's the coffee condiment bar?
Supposedly in Starbucks, there used to be like a section in the restaurant where you could like, I guess maybe do pumps of syrup or like put sprinkles or certain powders.
I never saw that.
That's what I'm guessing. Maybe there were some Starbuckses that had
They had places where you could add milk, sugar.
Yeah. Oh,
Peach
yeah.
Coffee still does that.
It might just be that. So I don't know. I kind of feel like the CEO getting popped is having real world effects. I got a really funny text message.
Oh my God. So Dylan sent me this, and I thought he got this off the internet. I thought it was the most clever meme I'd seen in a while, and the timing was just spot on. Go ahead and tell him what happened. I thought you sent me a text that was a meme. The thing is, right? It's not as funny right now, right?
Yeah.
But you sent it immediately, like within hours.
No, it wasn't within hours. It was one day later.
Well,
let's see. Yeah, here it is. So this is my.
Can't see it.
Hello? What is this?
You're not gonna be able to. The white is gonna wash out. You need to put it up on screen.
I can't do.
Do you want me to give you a picture
Wait a
of
minute.
it?
Yeah, I have the real text, but all I have is screen. I can pull up a screenshot of it.
Don't you have a Stream Deck that you can just?
Yeah, if I could like hook that up to my Google Photos.
That's what I'm talking about.
Pull stuff out of my.
You need a Stream Deck. Oh wait, you have one.
Yeah. Not this.
You better not be showing that shit.
No. Yeah, here it is. So, this is from my phone. Hello, Dylan. Blue Cross, Aetna, and United Healthcare have reduced rates. This is open enrollment. May I send you a quick quote, Dylan? N, if not interested. I saw this and I was like, this is so funny. I said, so now you guys lower your rates. I took a screenshot of that.
Oh, so now you guys lower your rates.
Yeah.
That's all too soon.
I have about like 200 of these. You can see my unread text messages at 1,080. That's because the health insurance system in America, as far as like marketing or like, sales or whatnot, it behaves more like an Indian call center than like a normal American like system or institution.
Are you right? All the calls I get,
I got about 200 different texts like that.
I get these text messages from people that are like, "Hey, just checking back with you, just getting back in touch with you. We've never talked before."
Right.
Right? That want to buy the house.
Yeah. Yeah, get the call centers out of my country, please. That's not what we're about. That's not what we've ever been about.
They're just hoping to catch you on a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're hoping to catch you when you got a cold and wish you had it. Seriously, They're hoping to catch you on a bad day when you thought, man, I wish I had insurance. You know what? Fuck it. Oh, perfect timing. Just like, I might be having a really fucking bad day here and somebody, hey, buy your house. No, nothing needed. Just cut you a check within 3 hours.
Yeah. I'm currently uninsured, so I'm just out there in the world. I'm raw dogging it. I have a job that offers that stuff, but I'd rather just keep the money
I
in
had
my
you on
paycheck,
my
please.
insurance plan.
Yeah, I got kicked off when I turned 24.
23.
23, yeah.
And they say, oh, you're supposed to be to your 26. Apparently not.
Right. They kicked me off as soon as they possibly could.
There's some.
And that's not you don't have United Health Care. You have do you mind saying?
No.
It's what is it? Blue Cross Blue Shield? Yeah. So it's not just United Health Care. One relevant thing that I don't know how irrelevant or relevant this is, but I saw a TikTok and it was somebody who works within the health insurance industry is pointing out like a lot of people are just cheering and celebrating this so-called healthcare CEO guy that got shot down. He's like, really quick, let me show you the tree, the leadership branch of United Healthcare and United Health Group, because there are two different companies. Let me see if I can't pull it up. Is this it? Nope. Yeah, here it is. That is illegible. If I could get one that I could read, that'd be sick. I just visit the website. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Andrew Whitty, CEO of United Healthcare. Oh, did they take him off already? The point is, does this expand? Yeah, Brian Thompson is down here as Chief Executive Officer of United Healthcare. And he reports to Dan Shoemaker of United Health Group. United Health Group. So United Healthcare is supposedly like at the bottom of this tree. So that is some slight misinformation, I guess, saying that Brian Thompson is the CEO of the entire machine. I mean, no, he's not he's not the end all be all of United Healthcare, but he's still a CEO of this United Healthcare, right? It's not like he's a grunt working his way up the ladder. But yeah, some people are like using this to argue like they didn't even get the cream of the crop. They didn't even get the top dog. This suffices. Do you agree? Like seeing this tree of leadership. This guy up here, Andrew Whitty, this is who they really want to get. Jesus. The chart is broken. Have you seen the response video that Andrew Whitty put out?
Good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to take this opportunity.
You gotta see this. This is really funny. No captions.
Opportunity to give you a brief update on the very tragic events of yesterday, where we lost our very close and valued friend, colleague, Brian Thompson. You've all read the news reports, and I know you will have seen the various updates from across the organization, but I wanted to take this opportunity to just give you a little bit more information about what we're doing at this time. First and foremost, I want to reiterate just how immeasurably sad the tragic passing of Brian really is. To his family, to his friends, to all of his work colleagues. And
There is nothing behind this guy's eyes. Dude, he could not be more blank of a person right now.
the American healthcare industry, within which Brian was an innovator and somebody who endlessly put patient interest first to try and improve healthcare for everybody. We all feel a great sense of loss, and I think today we're shattered by that in terms of the reality of knowing that he's not here with us now. We're working very hard to provide as much support as we possibly can to Brian's family, to his wife, his two boys, his brother, and his mom. We're trying to make sure that they are protected from invasive media and also have the right security support. And they know that we will be there to support them through this and beyond to make sure that they're okay.
Did you just look up at a script?
Sure that they're okay.
Dude. No way. He's looking up and like reading something. Look at his eyes.
And beyond to make sure that they're okay. I'm acutely aware that this has a huge impact for everybody across the organization. And I just want to highlight a couple of areas that are important and I want everybody to be aware of because it might be helpful for you. Whether Brian was a friend or a colleague or a mentor, your boss, or just somebody you happen to know the name of, the circumstances of his death are profoundly shocking and disturbing.
That's pretty much that. I have a feeling that this was something that got like published and released somewhere and then maybe immediately deleted or taken down, or maybe this is like a inside company thing that only got sent out to people who work there. I think it's interesting that we don't have like a clean video of this. We only have like somebody holding a camera up to their computer. Apparently 7 months ago, he was testifying to Congress about the cyber attack that happened where people's like, I think people's like payment information and stuff got leaked because it got hacked. And it was like, okay, Andrew. Okay, Andrew. Now, look.
Protests overnight.
We can't have this happen again, Andrew. Hold out your wrist. Bad. It's just turn after turn after turn. Antitrust lawsuits. Cyber attacks. Denying a third of insurance claims to paying customers. That is insane. But yeah, no, that's the news so far. Good night, Roppy Kitty. I almost went British there. Good to catch the show again.
White
Take
man.
care. We should be here Tuesday. I know there's other things that we have to cover. But it's been so hectic around these parts lately.
Tell them about your schedule, dude, because you are.
I'm going, dude, man. It's peak season over at FedEx. I talked about it earlier. I'm just going balls to the walls every day. We're caught up though.
No,
we're caught up.
Oh, at work.
Yes, apparently, out of all 3 of those FedEx terminals on that street, every contractor is behind except for us. Which is good because we've had people working on Sundays to basically like working Sundays to do catch up, on stuff that got missed during the week, or like the overflow that they can't fit onto people's trucks.
You're about ready. You're about ready to go catch a call.
Oh no. We'll see.
Because they won't.
I suppose we'll see.
We're going to talk about news that comes up, but we still got McAfee. Elon shares, that kind of died out. That's not as interesting anymore. But McAfee is still interesting. And we got to do some holiday stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah. We got to do some Christmas, we've been through all this freaking hectic shit about the elections. So everybody have in mind, somebody call in and in 5 minutes tell your favorite Christmas story on Discord.
What are you the AI Coca-Cola snow globe ad? Share some of your favorite Christmas memories.
Nah, man, I saw a thing on I saw a there's a movie that was based off of you might like it, dude. It's called 8-Bit. Google it. It's got you written all over it. 8-Bit Christmas. It's a Nintendo thing. Google it. I think it's called 8-Bit Christmas. I thought, now here's a harmless movie, a fun movie that you would probably like. See, show a review for it. It's called 8-Bit Christmas. There it is. It's already there.
Every kid has that one gift they want more than anything for Christmas.
This reminded me of you.
This is the story of mine.
Bookends? And they have baseballs on them. I see that.
No, not those. Nintendo. A maze of rubber wiring and electronic intelligence so advanced it was deemed not a video game, but an 8-bit entertainment system.
No Nintendo in my house.
I second that.
Looks like a no-go on Nintendo.
I needed a Christmas miracle. The year was 1987, or was it 88? Super Bowl was in 86.
Okay, does it really matter, Dad?
Okay. The year was the late 80s. I was 11 years old.
Did you wear a helmet?
Yeah, we always wore helmets in the 80s. Me and my friends would do anything just to play one.
Any of you huddle masters want to play? What have you brought me?
Dear God.
Untraceable cash money.
It's the final countdown.
One thing became clear. I needed to get my own.
This is bigger than Christmas. This is our Vietnam.
I don't think that means what
Wow.
you think it means.
I have no idea what it means. We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Sometimes during Christmas, just when you think that all hope is lost, something magical happens.
Sold out in 20 minutes. Suddenly, one woman punched her grandma right in the throat. Same family, too.
Good God.
Are you making all this up?
No way.
Hey, he's not.
Did you guys hear in the reselling contest?
First prize is a brand new Nintendo Entertainment System.
I'm gonna kill you.
There's always that one.
There are no rules. That Nintendo's mine.
What do you want?
Wanna buy a wreath?
Ma, this kid thinks your wreath sucks.
Video games have been doing all kinds of strange things to children.
What?
It was the 80s. Stuff got real.
Red Dog, this is Bluebird. This is Rainbow One. What happened to Red Dog? I changed it. We're allowed to change names now. This is Millennium Falcon. Super cool. Woo! Love it.
Rated PG.
That's cute. Looks like a cute little.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that. It's relatable.
It gives. They did a South Park episode about that. When the new Xbox and the new PlayStation were coming out, the PS4, so a couple generations behind. They did like a Black Friday special, and it was all about like, the kids like coming up with battle strategies to like get into the mall, and like everybody is talking about how they're gonna like be throwing hands and like beating people up and like murdering people over Black Friday deals.
What can you remember going back? Think back through your Christmases. What was one thing that you really, really, really wanted for a Christmas? And I got berated for this by a certain somebody, hot, because you always get him everything. Yeah, well, so? But is there a Christmas when you had a heart's desire? You didn't have to. The thing is, you didn't have to wait for Christmas to get something that you really, really wanted. I was on top of that shit.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah, birthdays always came in clutch. And sometimes I got lucky and I was able to get something like the first day it came out.
There was that monster truck that you really, really wanted.
Oh, that's ancient history to me. I can hardly remember that stuff.
God.
I couldn't tell you.
I jumped through hoops to go for that.
I couldn't tell you what the monster truck
Toro.
was.
El Toro.
Loco?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reskin of Bulldozer.
The one with the horns on it.
Yeah, it was like...
You wanted that so bad.
Yeah, it was Bulldozer, but red and cooler.
Yeah.
And far less popular. I liked El Toro Loco.
It was so hard. You have an awesome set. Is this under the bed? You have an awesome set. Dude, those are probably worth a small fortune.
Metal die-cast monster trucks, yeah.
From Monster Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you wanted that El Toro, and dude, I could not. That was the hardest thing. Didn't have the internet. Couldn't just go online and, here, get it, order it. So, man, I was going to every frickin' store trying to find it.
Yeah. God, I imagine that's got to be fun to an extent, like hunting for something.
Well, Santa, you believed in Santa.
Yeah.
And for a good many years, and that was important to me. Santa was magical. And Santa came through, and did I not sell it?
Oh, yeah. I stopped believing in Santa when I started working for FedEx, and I went through peak season. And I'm like, you people are telling me that this guy was able to clear like 7 billion stops in like, what, 4 or 5 hours? No way. It would take him at least 12 hours.
Well, you got to get some sleep because you are escorting Santa tomorrow night.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good Santa that we had.
Oh, yeah.
We had the pissing Santa.
Yep.
Remember?
Yeah. Not once, but twice.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we officially kick into Christmas season.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go over some Christmas movies and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe we'll have some more news.
Popular streamer J Slat released a Christmas album. And it's AI covers.
We had it right on the board. We can go over Hawk Tua's Bitcoin.
The Bitcoin rug pull, the scam.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen any of the Medea movies?
Grandma?
Who's the actor that was in those?
It's a Black Grandma, right? Medea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched Medea Goes to Prison. Dude, those movies are like artful.
Is that where Eddie Murphy plays every character?
Not Eddie Murphy, Tyler Perry. And he plays like maybe 3 or 4 characters.
You know who aced every character in the movie role?
Who's that?
It was Eddie Murphy in Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
He played like the uncle, he played the mother, he played he played all of them.
Yeah. No, I watched Medea Goes to Prison. That is an amazing movie. Like there's so much bold choices. Because there's a B plot in that movie. I don't even know if it's considered a B plot. It's more like 2 A plots that are like, it's like you're watching 2 different movies at the same time that keep jumping back and forth between each other. And like somehow at the end, these two scenarios that have nothing to do with each other just geniusly become like interlinked.
So Medea's are a good series to watch. 'Cause
Amazing.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I watched one of them and it was fantastic. Yeah. Oh, Polar Express. That's a.
Oh, that's getting dragged so bad right now.
What for?
Because of Tom Hanks.
What did Tom Hanks do?
Something happened with Tom Hanks. Is it the Diddy thing? The child?
I really don't care, dude. Tom Hanks is awesome. As a FedEx driver, my allegiance to Tom Hanks is unbroken. The Castaway.
So we have flash fiber now.
Yeah, I showed the internet speeds at the beginning. There were rumors he was involved with Epstein, but I highly doubt that. I don't doubt it. It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't care. You're famous, you do shit like that. You know, you rub elbows with seedy people sometimes. You just gotta hope you don't go too far over the edge.
So, it's out on. I have it queued up to watch, and I was going to ask you: is it worth watching? Beetlejuice.
Oh, absolutely yes.
With Winona Ryder.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
she's hot.
You're talking Beetlejuice 2?
Beetlejuice. It's called.
Yeah, absolutely watch that. Yeah. So that's our download. And here goes the upload. And we have a 1 gig service, but the router they gave us complimentary is capped off at 500 megs. So like we have an extra 500 megs of like
What would it take to hack that to unlock it?
Untapped.
Nomadical Nomad could do it.
I wonder if it's a matter of, yeah, I know, upload. It used to be we were teetering on the brink of like 9 and 11 megabytes per second. It was like the bare minimum requirements for streaming, let alone to 2 different platforms, is like 10 megabytes.
What's
and
amazing.
We were so close to falling off, you know, like we had no wiggle room or room for error.
I don't know how to show this, but oh, my phone's about to fucking die. So I got one more quick. I don't know if you can even see it.
Oh yeah, you saw the cable.
That white thing inside there. This is the housing.
Mm-hmm.
Inside here is a braided sleeve.
Yeah.
And the actual fiber, the diameter of it is the size of a pube. Same diameter as a pubic hair.
Yeah. There's some Japanese people that figured out how to use all of the space possible in that, and they got like I want to say like 4 terabyte per second download speeds. So like
This is amazing.
I know, yeah, it's insane.
Are we gonna moke?
Man, it's freezing.
Bundle up and have a smoke with the old man.
Freezing outside. I don't wanna.
You
You might guilt me into it, but yeah, I reckon we'll go ahead and cut stream for now. And we will be back Tuesday. I don't know if I want to switch over to the gaming channel and do a gaming stream after this. I'm having lots of fun with
I thought we were gonna cut this because you were gonna get some sleep for work.
I'll get some sleep for work. Yeah, I know. I'll probably just cut stream anyways. But yeah, no, thank you to all who arrived, all who came, all who finished, and those of you that didn't finish, best of luck to you.
And as always, you guys have a topic. If you guys are one of our esteemed members, we'll cover any topic that you have.
Yes.
Within reason. If it's something that's just completely stupid,
And
well, we'll make it work.
And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. But till next time, we'll catch you guys on the flip flop.
Adios. Bye. Peace out.